I don't think we got an $8 one, did we?
No, we didn't go that cheap.
No, I couldn't do it.
We
I couldn't do it.
were having no Monarch, okay?
Yeah. I had no Monarch whatsoever. No, thank you.
Just straight burn with no flavor.
It's really bad.
It's like, oh, that's spicy.
Yeah. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey Whisperers. I'm Kevin.
I'm Nick.
And tonight, we're continuing on our run of our $15 and under bottles of whiskey and bourbon. So tonight we've done our last two bottles were of Canadian whiskey, mixed whiskeys, which were Black Velvet Reserve and Rich and Rare Reserve. So if you haven't seen those episodes, please definitely check those out. Tonight is a continuation, like I said, and tonight we are doing Henry McKenna. This has the same mash bill as Elijah Craig, the Fighting Cock. So it has the same kind of profile, but from what I've read, this is stored in a different warehouse. It's aged at least 4 years.
Yeah, there's no specific number on there.
Yeah.
But at least 4 years.
Yep. So we're pretty excited to try this.
The name is based off of a Scottish distiller known as one of the first from the 1800s.
Yep.
But
1855.
55.
Yep. It's got a nice caramel color to it, so must have been some good char on the barrel inside. So
yeah.
But yeah.
I'm expecting. What was the makeup of this? 75% corn.
13% rye and 12% barley.
This and the next one we're gonna have are both from Kentucky.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and the next one actually is going to be Evan Williams. So if you're interested to know what that's going to be all about, stay tuned for our next episode because that will be our next one of this series. So.
Yes. And then we're gonna be moving on and trying some other different things.
Yep. And I'm pretty excited about our future episodes because we got some really good bottles lined up, and I'm super excited to try them. So stay tuned for that.
Very sweet on the nose.
Oh yeah. Right away, you can really smell a caramel profile on that.
Yeah, it's got a nice sweet caramel scent to it.
So not just the color of caramel, but definitely a caramel.
And it smells like a typical bourbon.
Yeah. Now the question is, does it taste like a typical bourbon? That's the biggest question.
Yeah, I mean, if you can find a bottle for cheap that tastes good, then why not enjoy it?
And if you have recommendations of other bourbons that we should try that are a lower price point, and that we'd love to know.
Or any price point, honestly.
Or any price point for that matter. We'd love to know because we're always looking for a good bottle. Doesn't matter what the cost. Obviously, it's not thousands of dollars, but just something that we can try and we'd share with everybody out there. So in this glass, I'm picking up some caramel and vanilla.
It's got a really nice oily leg on it.
Is it?
I'm just now getting the beads to drip after quite a while of them sitting there. So
definitely picking up caramel and vanilla on the nose.
I'm getting a lot more of the wood smell out of this glass than I was just sniffing from the bottle.
Yeah, it's the wood, like that.
The wood really comes through.
Yeah, and the vanilla and caramel is what I'm picking up.
Which are kind of the three typical flavors to kind of pick up on with the bourbon.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty standard across the board, unless they use other stuff in their mash.
Right.
Smells good.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's try it. Cheers.
Definitely sour. There's a sourness to it.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Yeah, it's not sweet. It's just interesting because I actually pick up some. I'm picturing a sour Granny Smith caramel apple.
Yeah.
Like it's tart.
Yeah, tart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with a hint of like wood to it. On the back end and the finish, I'm getting more of the oak.
There's a warmth kind of just all the way down. I can feel it go all the way down in my gut.
Yep.
But it's not a bad burn.
No, it's actually, it's nice and even all the way down. But it's not bad at all.
But yeah, I think a tart apple is a great description.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that it tastes like an apple, but there's definitely that flavor to it.
Yeah, no,
you know,
sure.
and so don't mishear me. It's actually like a tart caramel apple, if that makes sense.
Like a green apple.
Yeah, but the apple is very subtle. So, but you definitely can catch the sour.
That's the sense you get from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, just so you guys are aware, we did purchase this at our local liquor store for $13.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was $12.95.
Honestly, if you want let's say a pretty decent bourbon, you know, for the price point, it's a
little more atypical for a bourbon than I expected. Because I've had some bourbons that were maybe a little more full bodied.
Mm-hmm.
This definitely has a little bit of a different flavor than I was expecting just by smelling it.
Yep.
Because you can really smell the woodiness to it. But yeah, definitely picking up on those sour, tart undertones to it.
Yeah, and I would recommend it. The other thing I will tell you is this is definitely a different flavor profile than the Black Velvet Reserve and the Rich and Rare Reserve that we had. This actually, to me, is a little bit more full-bodied than the other two. So what I'm excited about, though, is now that we've tried this, trying Evan Williams on our next episode to compare the two.
Right. Yeah, because I do think the Evan Williams is aged longer.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's an 8-year. But
okay, that's right.
But
yeah.
So it should make a difference as well.
Sure.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most beautiful bourbon, what do you think?
Which this is not. So it's not going to get that.
It's not going to get 10? Come on.
It's not going to get a 10.
All right. Fair enough.
So I gave the Rich and Rare Reserve a 3.5 out of 5, and we are now changing our scale to 10 because it gives us a little more flexibility as far as where we want to put our scores at.
Mm-hmm.
So solid 7 on that, and I may even, if we are going to move it to 10, maybe up to a 7.5. You know,
this one?
No, the Rich and Rare.
Rich and Rare. Okay.
So just like a middle C, like can't go wrong. Like probably anybody who likes whiskey will probably enjoy that to some extent.
Okay.
This I'm not a particularly big fan of the tart sour aspect to it underneath. So I think I'm gonna go with a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's actually still decent. I mean, that's
it's not bad.
Still above 50%.
It's enjoyable. I've had whiskeys that to me were not good at all.
Sure.
And this is better than some more expensive whiskeys that I've had. So, yeah.
I know for me, you know, I'm kind of torn because I'm kind of like you. The sour, I'm not used to the sour mash part of it, but I think I could get used to it because I don't like the overly sweet aspect of some whiskeys.
No, me either.
So
this does have a sweetness up front, but you kind of are left with that lingering.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. The color and the flavor profile. I think, and you said you give it a 6.5?
6.5.
6.5. Okay. I don't know.
It's not really good, but it's not like awful either.
I think I'm going to give this a 5.5. Only because of the price point. And it's still a good whiskey. I still recommend it for this price point. And if you want a good sipping whiskey, this isn't horrible. So, and it won't break the bank. So I think 5.5 for me is respectable because I'm pretty conservative as far as my rankings, but that's what I'd give it. And I can
appreciate that score too.
Yeah. So I mean, will I still drink this? Absolutely. Why? Because I believe in drinking bourbon, and I love the profile of each and every bottle we try, and I appreciate all the work that goes into it. So, so yeah, I think that's where I'm going to land.
And we are going to try it on ice too here in a few minutes, which you won't get to see, but maybe we'll let you know how it went later.
Absolutely. So that's all we got for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe down below, and let us know what you think of this Henry McKenna. If you've tried it, or maybe you haven't, we definitely suggest that you try it to see if you like it. And if you have any suggestions of stuff that we haven't tried before on our episodes, please give us a shout out and let us know, because we definitely want to know your feedback.
And I do also recommend this for the price point. It's enjoyable, and you may like the sour acid. I know people like sour beers and things like that. Those really aren't for me. So, but you may really like this whiskey. So. Anyway.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning in.
All right. Until next time, drink responsibly, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Whiskey Whispers. Cheers.